What is up, everybody? It is me, Thomas Fan01 here, and today we're back for another Transformer review. And in today's review, we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series. I almost said Revenge of the Fallen there. Transformers Studio Series number 9, Voyager class, Thundercracker. And yes, Thundercracker is still a Transformer, apparently, in the Michael Bay universe. Not one of the greatest ones of all, but, you know. Hey, could be worse. Normally what we would do is we would just jump right into the figure, but because this is a exclusive, we're going to take a look at the box first. And in terms of the box here, don't want to flip my camera. There we go. There. And in terms of the box here, you got the Toys R Us logo here, which is pretty dang cool, I think. And then you got Thundercracker, which is the still shot of Thundercracker. This is more like, what is it? Can't even think of the word now. It's more like fan art or something like that. And of course, this being Thundercracker, this is Starscream's clone and/or twin, and as you can see, he's got that nice look on his face right there. It's pretty cool. I actually like the way that this looks. It looks a lot like Starscream. Now we flip this around. You can see we've got that image of Thundercracker on the side here. Now he has a Voyager class, as is down below. And I think that's pretty cool there that they, got some sort of art for Thundercracker going on here. And in the back we've got your still shots of the toy itself, and it says here on the back, let's take a look at that bio. It says here, Thundercracker tears through the skies above Chicago, releasing the destruction he rains upon, down on the Autobots. And that's pretty cool. And there's more to the box here, but we'll get back to that later. And in terms of the figure itself here, I think this is a pretty dang cool figure. Now, in terms of this figure, this is a... hold on, let's move the camera down just a hair. There we go. Now, in terms of the figure itself, it is a repaint and I don't even want to call it a slight retool. It is just a straight up repaint of the Transformers The Last Night Nitro Zeus, or Nitro as he was called on the box. And I think that this figure is there's a lot of potential for Thundercracker, but I don't think this was the right mold for him. However, granted, there's a trick that I will show you guys that will make him look a little bit more appealing to all of you to the audiences and everything. So I will show it to you guys in this video. Anyways, in terms of the jet mode, I mean, he does look pretty cool. I mean, you got the Decepticon insignia going on right here, and on the other side, and you got the red, blue, the silver. It's all cool. It's all very Thundercracker. It all looks nice on top until you flip it over. And that's where a lot of this, it's pretty much just, this whole thing right here is kibble. This whole bottom section is kibble. The only thing that are not kibble are the arms, and I will tell you why later. And in terms of this, I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, I like the thrusters we got going on there. I mean, that's pretty interesting. And the cockpit does open. Oh, I pulled it out of alignment here. So, the cockpit does open, and you can, in fact, fit a Titan Master in there. There's a little port down there. You can see it. That little port allows you to put a little Titan Master in there, and you can have little Titan Masters flying Thundercracker, which is pretty interesting. Or if you've got the Studio Series Cogman, or the Last Night Cogman, either or works, you can fit Cogman in there, and there's a little trick that is pretty interesting on this figure, and I know a million other reviewers have already reviewed this figure, but hey, gotta give it due diligence where diligence is due. So, anyways, before we get into the transformation, let's get into a comparison. Here he is with the Dark of the Moon Deluxe Class Ratchet. As you can see, the size of this jet mode is massive, like pretty massive. And, bringing it up to the back of the wing there, you can see how that scales with him. Pretty interesting, I have to say, but you know, it's Ratchet, and truth be told, I didn't feel like pulling down another figure and transforming it on and off camera, so this will be our comparison scale from this video henceforth. So, anyways, moving on. So, without further ado, I suppose let's just get into the transformation. Now, normally what you would do to transform this guy is, well, first thing, it starts with removing his weapons. Oh, I forgot to show these off. These are actually his accessories, and these are just the little missile pods that, come on, focus. Focus, come on, focus. There we go. So these are the little missile pods here that, you know, are pretty interesting. I mean, they just clip on right here on this port. So, I mean, you know, the whole thing could be worse. So, anyways, that is that. So, got to remove these first after you flip these up. So, remove those. There we go. Alright, take these, remove them. So then, you flip this up, which this piece, the tabs into this clip right there. So you're going to want to make sure that this piece here is unclipped from there. So then you're going to want to take this tail section and just fold down that wing section there, and then kind of, actually let's start with the nose cone first. So with the nose cone, flip in the landing gear and essentially just pull all this outward. Pretty much. Then you're going to want to take the legs, kind of bring, or what will become the legs, and let's bring them up just a hair, or out. And you'll notice that the legs are off-center. This whole figure is weird. However, it's a good figure nonetheless. So, then, I'm going to want to flip it around, and then attach the arm. There we go. Mine's a little stuck. And then you take this and fold it down, like so. So this piece is now touching the nose cone. Then what you're going to want to do is come back here, and then you're going to want to take what's this leg, and it's going to accordion, or not accordion, it's going to hit a hinge down there, and it will just do that. And then you're going to want to make sure that, oh, let's come back this direction. You're going to want to make sure this nose section comes all the way up, like so. Make sure these shoulder pads are facing up, and then make sure this is all flush like that, and do the same thing. And then going to want to fold this down, actually fold the head that way, fold this down, and then that clips in there. Rotate said head, and then pretty much you're almost already done. And then you're going to want to take this, accordion it back, rotate it on this hinge, otherwise it will not rotate, or this will not bend very well. And then make sure it all fits together. Make sure to do the same on the other side, and then just clip it all together at the crotch. And look at that, you're almost done. So then we flip out the hand. Oh, I need to raise the camera up a bit here. It's getting a bit tall. And flip out this hand. Take this gun section, pull it out, and there you have an arm. And as MGO316 would say, second verse, same as the first. This is not exactly the same way. So, pretty much that's what happens. Take these, flip them down. Make sure that they are positioned just right. And there you go. And then, what you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to take these sections of the jet, going to pull them out, and then there's these sections up top. Actually, make sure these are all accordion correctly. And then there's these sections down here. I'm going to want to pull them out. If this one will come, there we go. This one's a little bit hard to get to, unless you got, because I've got grubby hands, I can't exactly do that very well. So, now, normally in this, and I'm actually still going to show you how to do this because this is as per the instructions. What you're going to do is you're going to take these, you're going to rotate them up, and then this is very difficult to show on camera, but you're going to want to take this section of the wing, rotate it inward, and then take this hinge, bring that inward, fold this up while you're at it, and then bring that all in, and then this just kind of clips in, and it becomes a thruster pack. And do that on the same side. Bring this in, or bring that up, bring this in, bring that in. Accordion all of this positioned correctly, and oh wait, I missed a step. Forgot to put this in there. There we go. Whoops. That was not that was not supposed to happen, but these are very, very touchy. So make sure this is flipped inward, and then make sure this comes up. Okay, this is the one that gives me issues. So with this thruster here, once it's done, like once it's in, because I gotta re-clip it in. There we go. With these are just, this is the worst engineering of a piece I've ever seen. When you bring all of this inward, it's supposed to tab in. This piece right here on the thruster is supposed to go in this slot right here, if I can get that on camera. There we go. It's this piece right here. It's supposed to go into that slot, and it's very difficult, and you have to move it up just enough to the point where it comes off the hinge, or it comes off of the friction hinge, and it does not want to stay put. This is where a lot of people complained about this figure. That one was no problem. This one's just a pain. You're going to want to make sure this comes up. There we go. And then you can accordion these however you wish. That was more trouble than it's worth. And then there you have Thundercracker in his robot mode. That was a nightmare to get done. This figure is a great figure. Don't get me wrong. It's a good figure. Problem with this figure is that it has some major engineering issues. Like these pieces up here, like the thrusters, like these thruster packs here, they should not be engineered that way. Now, to remedy said situation and to make this figure a little bit more unique, make sure these pieces are flat back, I like doing this. I like to make sure these thruster bits and the wings are folded unlike that. Make sure that's flipped down. Make sure these stay up, and make sure that the wings are out like so. And then I like to take these pieces, and if you plug them in backwards to where they were originally, and make sure that that's folded down just enough to the point where, make sure this is folded down, and make sure that the missile pieces are, let me see if I can get that on camera. There we go. Make sure this is angled down, and make sure that these missile pieces are in there to simulate engine parts. So then you pull this apart, flip this down. I'm trying to make sure I can get this all on camera, but it's not turning out that way. And because this figure is extremely dark, I'm not using the proper light source, but I'm working with what I got. So then you take this, make sure those are flipped around backwards, and then angle these wings in on the first hinge. Make sure on this hinge they're angled outward, but just slightly inward, like mine. So there we go. And then makes him just look a little bit more unique, and I like to flay the wings outward just enough, like so. And there you have Thundercracker in his robot mode. Now, a lot of people complained about this figure, specifically because, oh, it's just another repaint, oh, it's just another slight retool. Well, I like this figure because, number one, it's got some uniqueness to it. That head, like, let me see if I can zoom in on that head here. Like, that head sculpt, I just gotta say, that head sculpt is amazing. And the designers took a lot of consideration into making that head sculpt. Now, what they didn't do is they didn't exactly engineer it properly enough, as kind of annoying that this doesn't have enough light on my thing. but, you know, there's nothing I can do about it. And I just don't bother transforming Ratchet. I just don't really feel like transforming him, so there we go. But there's nothing I can do about it. Oh, whoa, whoa, don't want that to happen. There we go. That's a bit better. So, in terms of articulation-wise, let's move him off to the side. The arms can bend in at a 90-degree angle. They can, because due to transformation, they can bend backward just enough. If you flay the wings out and spread them out just all the way straight back, they can do a full 360 on that hinge, but this hinge is a little bit tight, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Maybe it's just my copy, so maybe it's not, but and this arm can do a full 360 if done correctly. And if parts weren't in the way, these thigh pieces could do a full 360. However, if we get more parts out of the way, then it can do a little over 90 degrees of bend at the knee. And the ankles have a little bit of ankle tiltage built into the design. And these knee pads have some articulation too. I think it's pretty cool that they actually painted these instead of just leaving them, you know, black or dark brown or whatever. So let's make sure we get all of this done back the way I had it. So there we go. Alright, so, these shoulder pads also have some articulation. Now, in terms of articulation for the head, it's on a tight master post, and like I said, it is on a tight master post, and I hate these posts. They are so annoying. So, you know, there's nothing I can do about that, but I hate these tight master posts. I just hate them. Especially for a mainstream figure like this. Because mine's really tight to get in there. Come on. There we go. Oh, much better. But, I mean, I do like it, but there's nothing I can do about the tightness in the post. Now, I like this figure a lot in this way specifically, because, you know, it adds a little bit of uniqueness, like I said, to the character, and, you know, it's just got so much volume and in-depth to it. So, there we go. Where was that not there? Sorry. Took me a moment to figure out why my light sources were having issues. Really, it just now took me that way to figure that out. Now, one thing I do like about this figure, and I don't think they intended for this to happen, if you've got the Transformers The Last Knight Megatron, Megatron comes with a flamethrower effects piece. Now, this piece right here, this is supposed to be a machine gun. It can easily... it fits in there just right. If you can get it to bounce, if you can do it just right, let me keep that out. He can have some effects parts, which is pretty cool. I think that's pretty neat. I like this figure, and I like the uniqueness that it has. Now, I'm also very well aware of all the Siege toy line. They do have effects parts in those as well, and they probably can fit in there too, probably a lot better than this Megatron flame piece I've got here, but that's just the one that I have. Oh, a little unbalanced there. Maybe I should have kept the effects piece on there, but anyways, keep that away. But now, in terms of this figure, I like the way that it's uniquely designed, and I like the way it's done. I think it's really cool, and I really dig this. And unfortunately, there is one issue I do have, which is there's a lot of gaps in this figure's arm. This one specifically, this one's hand is kind of molded into the jet mode, or the nose cone section of said jet. It's molded in to the arm, and I have no issues with this one, but this one just it's kind of an eyesore if you leave it like that. But I mean, it's a really cool figure. And, you know, I've probably said that like 15, 16 times already, but, you know, what am I going to do? There's nothing I can do about this figure. It's just beautiful the way it is. Now, like I said, we're going to get back to that packaging part. Move the figure off to the side, and it does come with a backdrop, as all Studio Series figures do. And this one is quite cool looking, if I do say so myself. And even with the wings displayed like that, you can still get him in a pretty cool looking pose in that backdrop, which I think is really, really cool. Now, am I going to do any more Studio Series reviews? Probably. Am I going to do any more Goofs videos? Yes, I am. Sunday, we are going to be doing a Goofs Restoked, and we are going to do a Goofs episode. Ooh, Goofs, what a shocker. In fact, I have promised this to so many people so many times, and I'm just going to come out and say it. I forget sometimes when I talk to people in the comments section below of what Goofs videos I'm going to be doing. And I don't remember which one I said. Please forgive me. I've been dealing, please forgive me. I have been dealing with mono for the last month, and it is not fun. You pretty much sleep all day, you're very drowsy, you don't want to do anything, and I know that sounds like laziness altogether, but I have I've been very, very sick, and I haven't felt very good lately, but I'm still getting up to do these reviews just for you guys, and I'm still going to do the Goofs videos just for you guys. I'm just trying to get back into a routine. So, anyways, thank you for watching. This is Thomas1 saying, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to get notified of my next Goof videos and or my next review videos. I got a spoiler alert. I got to grab it real quick. To my wall of fame over there on my toy wall there. I recently did a video where I said I just purchased these, and I will be reviewing them visually without taking them out of the box, because one of these, I haven't decided which one yet. I'm going to sell them. I haven't decided which ones, and if you're a fan of Mercari, look at Mr. D, because I will be selling one of these two. I have to flip a coin on which one I want to sell, and then I will be selling a couple other Thomas and Friends merchandise on that site as well. So pretty much just get what you can. Look up Mr. D on Mercari. I will be selling these. If you're a fan of my YouTube channel, then I will sign it for you and leave you a personalized note. So pretty much these are the next review coming very soon. So thank you very much for watching, and this is Thomas1 saying don't forget to keep playing with them trains. And I can say that now because I got trains in front of me. So, ha! Goodbye.